Hello everybody, this is Hisao here, and today I am back with the first episode of Katawa Shoujo. It's been a while since I've been back to this for the fact that I've been doing other videos, but the fact that I'm not too much of a fan of reading, but I really love this graphic novel anyway. If you have not seen the first episode, I highly recommend that you go and see the prologue. I'll probably put a link in the description or an annotation to it, so it's better if you watch that first before watching this, because what I plan to do is do the storyline of every single character. I explained it better in that video, so it's best if you watch that first. Right, if I remember correctly, we were just at the gates. So, yeah. So you can hear me properly. Right. I'll do my best not to stutter a lot or anything like that. So, the gate looked far too pompous for what it was. In fact, gates in general seem to do that, but this one especially so. The writing goes really quickly, hang on. Deck speed, slow it down a little. There you go. Right, red bricks, warm black iron, and grey plaster assembled into a whole that didn't feel welcoming at all. It looks welcoming to me, mate. I wondered if it looked like... Ugh, I'm stuttering way too much. I wondered if it looked like what a gate for a school should look like, but couldn't really decide, probably no. Of course I didn't want to get stuck on thinking about the gate for too long, so I entered through with a brisk pace that felt surprisingly good. Moving forward feels good. So I walked towards the main building of Hanako Academy with this brisk pace. I'm alone, as my parents are taking my stuff to the dorms, and there's supposed to be someone waiting for me. The grounds are incredibly lush, filled with green. It doesn't feel like the kind of grounds a school should have, more like a park with a clean walkway going past trees and the smell of fresh cut grass after all other park-like things. Words like clean and hygienic pop into my mind. It makes me shudder. I shake them off. Stay open-minded now. It's your new life. Your new life. Ugh. You have to take it as it comes. That's what I tell myself. A few big buildings loom behind the leafy canopies, too big and too many just for just a school. Everything seems off. It's different from what I thought I knew about schools. It's uncanny valley, though I thought I was told this is my new school. In the back of my head, it doesn't feel like one. I wonder if the feeling is real or caused by my expectations of a school for the disabled. Speaking of that, I didn't see anyone else here. It's kind of eerie. It makes me wish there was somebody around here, so I can anchor myself to something tangible instead of having this feeling that I stepped into another dimension. The trees hum with the wind, and the green hues flash around me, all around me, catch my attention. It makes me think about hospitals again. How they say that the operating rooms are painted green because green is a calming colour. So why am I feeling so anxious despite all this greenery? Only after I stand in front of the haunting main building, I surprise myself by realising why the gate bothered me. It was my last chance to turn back, even though if I had no life I could turn to. But still, after entering, there was no absolute way I could go back anymore. Feeling nervous with this realisation set in my head, I opened the front door. A tall man with a bad posture noticed me as I enter. We're the only people in the lobby, so it's only logical. You must be Nikai. So, you are. Excellent. I'm your homeroom and science teacher. My name is Motu. Welcome. Yeah. We exchange a handshake that is rather firm nor sloppy. And he looks at his watch. The head nurse asked you for a brief check-in visit, but there's no time for that now. Oh, should I go later? Yes, after noon is probably fine. We should get moving and introduce you to the rest of the class. They're waiting already. Waiting for me? I don't really like being in the centre of attention, but I guess it's inevitable in a situation like this. Somehow, not knowing what is waiting for me makes me feel really nervous. Thinking of this, I almost miss what the teacher is saying. Do you want me to introduce yourself to a class? Why, yeah, of course. I think it's better if we actually do introduce ourselves because we have confidence. Yes, I'm confident. Yeah, sure. I mean, is that normal? Of course. But no one likes to be at the centre of attention. I'm probably one of those people. But I guess I should be one to give the first impression of myself. Right, that's no problem. Let's go then. My heart is pounding in my chest and it keeps me thinking of my condition as I follow the teacher up the stairs. The third door down the third corridor is marked classroom for class 3-3. Mojo opens the door and enters. Good morning everyone, sorry I'm late again. I hesitate for a split second at the door, freezing on the spot. Get a grip, this is a big step. I know that. But there isn't any point to worrying so much about it. At least not this soon. Doesn't look pretty normal to me. I don't look that disabled. I follow the teacher into the classroom and look around. Partially so, I won't have to meet the curious gazes of my new classmates. It's pretty spacious, the ceiling is unusually high and there's lots of space left over around and in between the desks. An entire wall taken up by blackboards and the high, old-fashioned windows only make it seem larger. The students' desks are standard wooden desks, and the shelf underneath for books and the wooden chairs with metal frames, simple and efficient. I stop walking in front of the classroom and face the other students. They all look normal, like students in any other school, but then why would they be here? They're probably like me and have something wrong with them. Only it's just not immediately obvious. But I noticed that one of the girls seems to be missing a thumb on the right hand. It's a little jarring. Despite their natural tendency to listen to someone's talking about you, I tune out to the teacher's speech halfway through while he introduces me to the class. Oh, okay then. Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with him? Look at him in the back of a classroom. It's just. Oh my god, he must have one mental condition, probably obesity and also sleepiness. Look at that fat fuck back there. No, I'm not taking offense to fat people. That's just funny. I notice a flash of dark hair see that someone is looking at me. A girl with really long straight hair is pretty eye-catching. As she sees me looking at her, she covers her face with her hands as if to make her invisible. There's one boy with a cane leaning against the lockers at the rear of the class. It's weird seeing someone so young with a cane. Another girl seems to be making some kind of weird motions. Sign language? She peers over to me over the rim of her glasses, then goes back to whatever she's doing. She's kind of cute. Yeah, it must be her or something. The one with blue hair. Sitting in the middle, next to that Binkhead. So is the cherry looking girl with pink hair sitting next to her. She's really hard to miss. Yeah, I was about to say, she's like staring at you, freaking smiling like hell. So I don't know, I didn't notice her for a moment I walked in. Please welcome my newest classmate. He claps his hands so does everyone else, except the one girl in the first row who only has one hand. I cringe a little, but I hide it by bowing in thanks for the applause I did not deserve. A collective silence tells me that I should open my mouth now. So I'm Hisao Nikai, and after that, my hobbies are reading and soccer. I hope I get along with everyone, and even though I'm a new student. That's really cheery, isn't it? Hopefully not. And after that, I'm being so boring. I know, I'm really emphasising that, aren't I, mate? This is exactly like every self-introduction ever. I should say something more exciting. End up saying nothing, and the teacher picks up from there. Everyone seems to be satisfied even though what little I've said, though a few girls are whispering to each other, throwing glances at me. It could have gone worse. I listen to the teacher as he drones about getting along while letting my gaze sweep across the classroom. Everyone seems to be listening to him intently, and when he's done, they clap their hands again, which feels like a weird thing to do. The first row girl claps on this round with her hand and her other wrist that ends up in a bandaged stump. It makes me feel a little bad. Yeah. We're going to do some group work today, so I'll give you a chance to talk with everyone. Is that okay with you? Yeah, that's fine with me. That's good. You can walk with Hikashanamichi. Whatever. She's a class representative. Okay. She can explain everything you might want to know. And who else would be able to do that better, right? How could I know? The teacher passes out their day's assignments and announces that we'll be working in groups of 3. It hits me that I don't even know who Kashimi is. Slow. The teacher seems to catch my helpless expression. Alright, Hashimi is right there. Sejun Hashimi. I can't even pronounce her last name. Pink hat? I'm not sure about that. She doesn't look very smart. As she calls out her name, a cute, bubbly-looking girl with bright pink hair and gold eyes waves a hand at me. I take the seat next to her by the window. Yeah, I guess you're Hakashimi, right? It's nice to meet you. Okay. That's the worst girly laugh ever. Let me try that again. Okay. Well, I am caught off guard by her laughter. It's nice to meet you too, but I'm not Hakashimi. I'm Misha. This is Hachimi. Shishan. Okay. Giggling, Misha points to the girl sitting next to her. The one I saw using sign language before. It looks like she has been staring at me this whole time. She nods once. No, I'm not very good with complicated words. It seems there's a lot of them in this, so I really do apologise for that. Now genuinely to show that she acknowledges my presence, but only barely. I'm really bad with words. She has a short yet carefully neat brushed hair, a pair of oval-shaped glasses balanced on the tip of her dainty nose, and dark blue eyes that seem to alternate every few seconds between analytical and slightly bored. It's nice to meet you. Yeah, she's doing sign language. She immediately looks at Misha, who smiles and makes a few quick gestures with her hands. Hakashimi nods and makes a few gestures of her own. I start to wonder if the teacher was messing with me, saying things like, "You'll be able to talk to people," or "Who better to explain things to you?" Yeah, making fun of deaf people, aren't you? I see you're a little confused, right? But I understand that you would. I think I was Shishan. Shishan is deaf. I kind of gathered that. So I'm the person who translates things back and forth to her. I'm like an interpreter. She says, "It's nice to meet you too." You're the new student, right, aren't you? Well, Shishan, of course he is. If he wasn't, he wouldn't be standing there for no reason, right? Yeah, she's very cheery. He seems like a very interesting person, doesn't he? We knew he was going to be the new student, but we didn't know that you were going to be here today, right? Right? No. I'm not going to speak so quickly because I want you guys to actually understand, so I'm going to slow down a bit. Hichan? Yep, it fits, doesn't it? Did I say it out loud, or is it just a surprise? I never liked that nickname. I don't really see how. It fits. You look like just like I imagined. That's creepy! You look just like a Hichan. I wonder why everyone seems to think so. Hakamichi taps her fingers on the desk to get Misha's attention. They gesture back and forth to each other excitedly, their hands a blur. Okay. Misha seems a little overwhelmed. Sorry about that. Shishan wants you to know that she's class rep, so if there's anything you need to know, feel free to ask her. Do you like the school so far? We can show you around a little if you haven't had the time to walk and familiarise yourself with it. Misha stumbles with a hard word a bit when making it stick out in an otherwise fluid translation. Thanks, that'll be pretty helpful. Yeah, I just kinda came straight to class today. Yeah. That's no good. You should always try to learn as much as you can about where you're going before you go there. Not like with school. Not just with school either. Yeah. Always, even if it's a trip to the convenience store. Really, Shishan? Learning about where you're going? I guess I didn't bother to do that. Or just didn't care, though, to do so. I didn't look forward to this, even if I committed myself to going along with it. Half-assessed, but anyway. I didn't say anything. Misha signed something that ends in a shrug. What was that? It seems like it was about me. I feel like slumping over in my seat. Both of them are smiling. But that shrug hit me unexpectedly deeply. You look down, are you okay? Don't take it the wrong way, please. I hate it when people are afraid to ask questions. That's how people learn things, by asking. Asking for help is perfectly normal, as much as needing help. So stop looking like you just failed a test. Alright. Another thing. You don't have to call Shishan something so formal like Hichimi or class rep all the time. You can just call her Shishan. Yeah. Okay, maybe that's too casual. Maybe Sejun will be more appropriate. Yep, Sejun is fine. Okay. That would be a lot easier for me. I feel a lot more at ease. Both of them seem so friendly. So I feel like an idiot for being so apprehensive earlier. Especially about Sejun, who I assumed would be all business. Well, she seems like that. Just so less, I guess. Oh, right, we haven't touched the assignment. We should start work now, or Shishan will get mad. The assignment is also carrying along, so we should start now if we want to finish it before the class ends. Well, that too. Yes, some random sign language. Shizune glares at the two of us impatiently. I don't need to know sign language to understand that. Okay, I get the message. After class we can go and take a walk around the grounds together. It's a nice day today, okay? The assignment is actually very challenging, yet though combining aspects of both difficult and unnecessarily long. Yeah, time passes. Still, we finished a few minutes earlier than everyone else in the class, despite our late start. Shizune and Misha are really capable. They're quite different though. The class rep is calm and professional as she looks, while Misha is a lot more playful and girlish. Not to attention, a little more easily distracted. To be honest, the two of them did most of the work. I feel guilty about that. Oh shit. The clock tower bell rings, signing the end of the period. Time for lunch. Yes, lunch. Without knowing what else to do, I follow Misha, who is beckoning me into the hallway and downstairs. We descend below the lobby where I met Motu, down the bottom floor. Just like everything in this school, the cafeteria seems too spacious and oddly modern, in contrast to the classic exterior. Its big windows open to the courtyard, towards the main gate. It's the cafeteria! Her enthusiastic statement of the obvious makes people around us stare. But Misha doesn't seem to care, so we proceed to the line. Oh my god, there's so much noise in my headphones. Alright. That's better. Right. There's a rather long list of menu options, which seems great until I realised that many of them are to accommodate students who need special diets. How nice. It almost feels like I'm back in the hospital, eating proportions measured with scientific precision to meet the needs of patients. I pick something at random and follow Sejun to the table, sitting opposite her. As I nibble indefinitely at the food I'd rather not eat, Misha pokes me in the side to get my attention and points to Sejun. I do not understand signs, so the point escapes me. Maybe looking at the person who talks to you is proper and polite. Do you want to know something? What? About anything. We are guys, so we should ask before there is something. I wonder. Right, this is where the first breakup point of where you can talk to different girls and hopefully the endings. Shit, I need to drop my phone. I definitely know that if I talk about Susune's deafness, I'll end up going with a blue head and end up being with a storyline with her, but I'm not interested in her at the moment, unfortunately. So I am going to ask about the library, because I like reading. Oh yeah, there's a library in the school. Lately I've got into reading, so I'd like to check it out. Misha gives kind of a frown and makes it clear that she doesn't consider reading a healthy hobby, but then picks up her smile again. There it is. It's in the second floor. We can show you sometime. Thanks. I return to my food while the girls talk between themselves. Misha and Sasune sign back and forth very animatedly, throwing sideways glances at me, but Misha refrains from translating. Maybe they're talking about some secret girl stuff or something. Yeah, probably their boyfriends or something, I don't know. I quickly notice the conversation in a sign that is not enough to fill the silence. Yeah. We arrive in the classroom early, but we're not the first. Ah, it's Hanako. Well, we don't know that yet, but I know her. She's Hanako. The dark-haired girl I noticed before is slumping over a desk at the last row. She jumps a little when Misha... Oh, got a message. Not interested. She jumps a little when Misha crashes through the room with the elegance of a rhino. She shrinks deeper in her seat. I can feel her tension all the way from here, as if she was slowly turning into stone just from our presence. Misha and Sasune either don't notice or don't mind it, as they walk directly past her and into their seats and begin to converse. I'm left wondering about her, even when the classroom slowly fills with other students and finally the teacher. Getting into the rhythm of school feels strange, as if my brain remembers how this is done, but my body doesn't. Towards the end of the class, I start yawning and counting the minutes left. I shouldn't be this tired on my first day of school. Maybe it's a long time spent in hospital that made me feel like this. I'm even feeling physically weak and lifeless. Before long, the final bell rings. School is finally over for the day. Beside me, Misha and Sasune are having a short conversation. After a bit of deliberation, Misha turns to me. Unfortunately, we can't stay to show you around today, Hishan. We've got to hurry already, since there's a lot of work for us to do. You'll find your way around here, I'm sure of it. Oh, wait, the teacher said I should go and see the nurse. Where do I have to go? Is that so? We can show you that much. Yeah. Come on, the nurses have their own buildings, so we can go outside. Okay, we join the flow of students making their way down the stairwell and outside, with the girls pointing out to the other senior classrooms in the same hallway as ours. When we go outside, the girls make their way to a smaller building right next to the school. It's built with the same style, and so it looks like it's actually part of the main building. Yeah, alright. This is the auxiliary building here. There's a lot of official important stuff inside, like the Yakumo Foundation office and all the nurses' offices. They even have a swimming pool. How is that official? Yeah, I'm not sure a swimming pool is that really important, is it? Don't be silly, Shane. It's for physical therapy, of course. Anyway, of all the nursing staff facilities are in there too. The head nurse's office is also on the first floor. You'll be fine from here, right? We'll be going then. See you tomorrow. Yeah, thanks. Bye. Bitch. Yeah, she's a little bit exciting. A whole building for stuff that has nothing to do with the actual education. I guess it's necessary for a place like this. I walk in, hoping that this will be really only a quick visit, like the teacher said. On the white door, on the left, is a green cross with the text saying "Head Nurse" and a nameplate. A voice from inside responds to my knock almost immediately, but I can't quite make it out. It sounded a bit like an invitation to open the door, so I invite myself further in. The room is not large and it smells strange. A friendly-looking man turns around on his office chair to face me as I enter. His desk is neat and tidy, but the bin under the table is overflowing with used medical utensils, and there's a lot of dozen coffee rings lingering on the desk. Okay. Oh, there's a science man. Hello there, what can I do for you today? He is a young-looking and sort of rugged, but the dimples on his cheeks that type of impression when he smiles. Yeah, he has dimples. Did I say dimples? No, I said dimples. Dimples. Are you the nurse? He smiles like the person who has his very question same hundreds of times. Well, yes, I am. It says so on the door now. You can call me by my name or just the nurse, or like everyone else. Of course, I shake off my confusion, realizing that I should grab his extended hand. His handshake is rather firm and friendly. Right, I'm a new student and my homeroom teacher told me to come and meet you. My name is Hisao. His eyes light up with a revelation and he snaps his fingers. What eyes? His eyes are fucking closed. Oh god. Oh, no, he's opened one. Oh, you're that Nikaye. Well, there's more, is there? I was just reading your file in the morning. Some kind of chronic, anemia-related chronogenital heart muscle deficiency, right? He gestures me to sit down in the vacant armchair in front of his desk. Yes. Good. Well, you've probably been briefed about the school enough, so I'll just go over this quickly. We have all kinds of facilities available, mostly physical and therapy and much. There's always someone from my staff around, even at night, so never hesitate to call us if there's a problem. The famous 24-hour nursing staff. Wow, this is like a hospital. Well, not exactly. For instance, we don't do brain surgery here. His joke feels so out of place that I'm left thinking why he even said it. Yeah. Just that it's really weird to find so many medical people in a school. You'll get used to it. I'm not so sure of that myself, but I don't let the nurse know it. Now, let's just find your file again. While he searches for something from his computer and stuffs stacks of papers around, I let my gaze wander around the room. It's the epitome of genetic, I'd like to say. The beige walls and ceiling, dark grey laminate flooring, and all the equipment you would expect from a school nurse's office. Even the ridiculous educational posters are hanging from all four walls, reminding me to eat properly, 3 times a day from all food groups. Smiling, the nurse draws a thick file from a stack of similarly thick files and opens it. So, you already have a medication for arrhythmia. Just remember to take your pills every morning and evenings, or it won't be much help. Apart from that, do you do any sports? Rash stuff like boxing? He grins at his own joke, but I don't know. He's one of those people that laughs at his own jokes, isn't he? I don't like those people that much. Well, I played soccer occasionally with some classmates. Alright, I'm afraid I'm going to have to recommend you refraining from doing that. After at least for the time being. Oh. My lack of reaction makes him raise an eyebrow, but really, I'm not too bothered for him for me to kick a ball around. I guess I never really did it for a burning passion for the sport. I just have something to do. Any kind of concussion may be very dangerous to your heart, and risking another attack is not a good idea. Was the previous one caused by a sudden concussion of the chest area? There was no mention of the cause in your papers. Not exactly. I sidestep the question acceptably, and he glances over me from his papers, with more of a serious expression on his face. Still, you need to keep your body healthy, so some exercise will do you good. We have a physical therapy, such as I said, but I didn't think you would really need such heavy measures. Just get some light exercise regularly. Brisk walks or even light jogging, jumping rope, that sort of thing. Swimming maybe, there's a pool here. There we go, the pool again. So I was told. You were? Very good. At any rate, I'm sure you've been told this before. You just need to take care and not to overexert yourself. He wags his finger to emphasize the point. No need really. I've heard this thousands of times already. Absolutely no unnecessary risk. Take care of yourself. Okay. He goes over my papers one more time and sets them on the desk, obviously content. Good, that's it then. Come meet me when you need something. I ushered out before I even realised it. A quick visit indeed. Right, I'm going to quickly end the video here. Like and comment on the video, and subscribe if you haven't already. If you have any suggestions for games or novels or anything at all, please put them in the comments down below. But yeah, anyway guys, thank you for watching.